Most decisions are two-way doors. If it's a two-way door decision, you pick a door, you walk out, you spend a little time there, turns out to be the wrong decision, you can come back in and pick another door. Some decisions are so consequential and so important, it's so hard to reverse, that they really are one-way door decisions. You go in that door, you're not coming back. I tell my kids, you can have a job, you can have a career, or you can have a calling. And you want the calling, whatever that is, because that is when you're 80 or 90 years old and in a quiet moment of reflection, telling yourself your most intimate version of your life story. What do you want to have? You want to have meaning in your life. You have to have had a call. Is day one. Every day you're deciding what you're going to do, and you are not trapped by what you were or who you were or any self-consistency. Self-consistency even can be a trap. You never want to get trapped by history. It doesn't mean you discard history or ignore it. There's so much value in what has worked in the past, but you can't be blindly following what you've done. And that's the heart of day one. You're always starting fresh. I would say to a young person, you can choose a life of ease and comfort, or you can choose a life of service and adventure. Which one of those, when you're 90 years old, are you going to be more proud of? One of the things that's very important to note about stress is that stress primarily comes from not taking action over something that you can have some control over.
What's a perfectly productive day in the life of Jeff Bezos?
I get up in the morning and I putter. I have a coffee. I slowly move around. I'm not as productive as you might think I am, because I do believe in wandering, and I read my phone for a while. I read newspapers for a while. I chat with Laura, and I drink my first coffee. So I move pretty slowly in the first couple of hours. I get up early, just naturally. I exercise most days, and most days it's not that hard for me. Some days it's really hard, and I do it anyway. I don't want to, and it's painful, and I'm like, why am I here? And I don't want to do it.
Why am I here at the gym?
Why am I here at the gym? Why don't I do something else? It's not always easy.
What's your source of motivation in those moments?
I know that I'll feel better later if I do it. And so, the real source of motivation, I can tell the days when I skip it. I'm not quite as alert. I don't feel as good. I do a little bit of cardio and a little bit of weightlifting, and I'd rotate. I do a pulling day and a pushing day and a leg day. It's all pretty standard stuff.
So puttering, coffee, gym.
Puttering, coffee, gym, and then work.
The number one thing that has made us successful by far is obsessive compulsive focus on the customer, as opposed to obsession over the competitor. And I talk so often to other CEOs and some other CEOs, and also founders and entrepreneurs, and I can tell that even though they're talking about customers, they're really focusing on competitors. And it is a huge advantage to any company if you can stay focused on your customer instead of your competitor.
It's easy to have ideas. It's very hard to turn an idea into a successful product. There are a lot of steps in between it. You need a combination of stubborn relentlessness and flexibility. And you have to know when to be which.
That's the thing I don't understand. The company is worth billions.
Yes.
And every time I pick up the paper, each year it loses more money than it lost the year before. The company's never made a profit.
That's right.
Now, why? How does it? Why? How does that? Why?
Seems like a new math, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, it's to someone who doesn't know anything about this. It's amazing. We lost $12 million last year, and we're doing great.
Well, there are a whole series of Doonesbury cartoons about this. This is not a new phenomenon. We are a famously unprofitable company,
right.
And we are investing in the future. It's not, which isn't unusual. Companies have done this before. What's a little surprising about Amazon.com is the scale to which we're doing it. We're doing it in a big way.
I see. So you
Never chase the hot thing, whatever it is. That's like trying to catch the wave, and you'll never catch it. You need to position yourself and wait for the wave. And the way you do that is you pick something you're passionate about. So that's the number one piece of advice that
I give to somebody who wants to start a company or start a new endeavor inside of a bigger company, make sure it's something you're interested in, something you're passionate about. Missionaries build better products, and so I would take a missionary over a mercenary any day.
According to my calculations, you yourself are worth somewhere in the vicinity of $9 or $10 billion today. I only say that because I've got a follow-up question.
Okay.
What's with the Honda?
This is a perfectly good car. I own 16% of Amazon. Amazon's worth roughly $1 trillion. That means that what we have built over 20 years, we have built $840 billion of wealth for other people. And that's great. I believe so powerfully in the ability of entrepreneurial capitalism and free markets to solve so many of the world's problems. Not all of them, but so many of them. Stress doesn't come from hard work. Stress primarily comes from not taking action over something that you can have some control over.